Coming up on Talk is Cheap, we're continuing the Secret Space program with Mark Richards. Welcome to Talk is Cheap, where cheap is talk and talk is cheap. I am Dan Hohlfeld, and I'm joined by
Dusty Long.
And back again is
Dale Westaby. Thanks for having me.
Oh, great to be here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're having a good time.
All right, today I hope you guys didn't get too drunk on New Year's, because it is 2017 now, and well, what do you think? Well, it was 2016 was quite a year, huh?
Yeah, it was shit for me.
Let's look back now. Remember I did the episode fall of 2016, everything will change. Do you actually kind of think that you can see where the starting point is now? Because we had a lot of stuff happen. The election was chaotic.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
There's going to be some monumental changes happening.
Hopefully for the good.
Not to mention, I did that video. I feel like the fourth density, I don't know if you feel it, but I feel like things are less physical and you're kind of like almost floating. It's even hard to explain.
I don't know, my 16 was pretty bad, so I'm hoping 17 I'm at the fourth density.
Yeah, you got another year there. Yep.
Yeah.
Something's crazy supposed to happen in 2018. And this was channeled from the other side. So
Well, we got a year to prepare then. Maybe it'll be a nuclear winter.
God, I hope not.
Prep and get in your basement, folks.
Right. Today, my article, I'm going to do a continuation of the Secret Space program. I talked about this a couple episodes ago. A lot of crazy shit here, and Vertigo Day submitted this. He said that I should look into the Carrie Cassidy and the Mark Richards interview. Now, this is like third-hand knowledge because this guy's in jail. I'll get into that in a minute why. He's in jail. She went to the jail, interviewed him. At one time, she couldn't bring a pen and paper, so it was all memory, and she's restating it on camera, and now you're hearing it again from me.
It's double hearsay.
So, yeah, we're probably like 4 increments
It's like playing the telephone game when you're younger, right? Yeah.
Shit gets changed around. So, okay, who is Mark Richards? He was a captain in the Navy. His father had a high rank in the Air Force. Both were in the Secret Space program. He was part of the U.S. Space Command, and he actually said that he was kind of like a Captain Kirk, Star Trek style, like. Which, who wouldn't want to do that, right? Engage.
Engage. Engage. Engage.
As of 2013, he's been in jail for 30 years. So if you do the math, that runs you back to 1983.
Wow. That's a long time.
So while he was in jail, he's in jail on a murder he did not commit. He was basically like framed.
Aren't they all?
Oh yeah. There you go. So he was part of these resistance groups. Like he was finding out like female humans were getting abducted and being used to make, creatures and other subhuman shit here. So these groups, what they do, they want to silence these people, and they'll do that through either an assassination, mysterious death, framing them like he was. And from time to time, he still does jobs for the NWO, but he does this because, well, he's in jail, and they kind of like threaten his family yet too while he's in there.
Okay.
So one thing I want to note here, he says on now the new security agreements that you sign on papers, they state that if information is on the internet and it's known by the public, it's actually okay to talk about it, which is weird.
Really?
So that's why he's able to say the stuff that he's saying without being,
prosecuted in some way.
because there's stuff that he won't talk about because it's not out there yet.
Okay.
So when it happened, Mark was actually on a mission, the murder, when he was on a secret mission for, the Secret Space program, and that's why he couldn't say in his defense, I was not around there, because he's not supposed to talk about the secret mission.
Okay.
So it's very deep. One thing that struck me was, I do so much research with the aliens and stuff, that the aliens that were in contact with him is actually a raptor race. So we're talking like Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg style. So I've never heard of that before. Have you guys? So that one was new to me.
Yeah, that's new to me.
I've heard of that.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
The raptor race?
I mean, some of the most ancient races are debatably reptiles.
Well, yeah, we've heard
But,
of
like,
reptilian, yeah.
But like human,
Analog.
Human reptoid.
that can actually think for themselves and not animal-wise. They're more.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've never heard of a raptor type of race.
And-
I've heard of the lizards or...
Yeah,
you
there's
know.
reptilians,
Yep.
reptoids, and raptor. So they're different from each other. So actually, they're 4 feet tall, hunched over, but when they're stretched up, they're actually 8 feet in length. They actually consider the Earth theirs, and they were eating humans until they signed a treaty in 1954, which the reason they did that is they looked into the future with the technology they had and find that they were more likely to survive if they aligned themselves with us.
Against who?
Against any Draco, you know, the Greys, the bad groups that are.
Yep.
Yep. So in order to kind of bridge this gap, because we talked about this on the drive a little bit about disclosure, how we wanted stuff to be disclosed.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually like funding movies and television, like George Lucas and James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very vested in this, and they know the Raptors are investing in their movies. Them in particular, they know that they're doing that.
Why would they do that?
Why would they invest money into it?
Yeah.
Because they want it to be public. They want to come out.
Oh.
So if you think about it too, there's been a lot of movies and like.
Well, Transformers went all dinosaurs.
Did they?
The last one, didn't they? Or the one coming out?
There's been a lot of movies getting you prepared
Yeah.
to be used to the introduction of alien
Yeah, what
life.
did you call it? Acclimation or whatever?
Yeah.
So one thing I want to show here, this is called Walking with Dinosaurs. So they're actually like, these raptors look real. And he says, well, let me show a clip here. And these are obviously suits, but they look so fucking real, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see the one with the guy in the dressed up like this, and he's in the car parking lot,
Yeah.
staring at people coming out.
Wow.
If you look close, their legs are right here.
Yep.
But he was saying that they actually have real ones come onto the set. And if you think about it, it'd be easy to do that because you just...
You're
if
watching
people
for
ain't-
so long, no one's going to be paying attention
No one's gonna
at
look
that
for
point.
those legs after a while. And they said it's actually fun for them to participate. And like I said, they're looking to improve human and raptor relations. And that's the whole idea. I got a news segment here with one close. It's actually kind of freaky.
Really?
All right, welcome back to the show. You know, I keep hearing all these things. There's going to be a dinosaur here today. There's going to be a dinosaur.
You never know what
Nothing.
could happen.
Nothing. Oh! Oh, man.
I would be scared.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Punch that thing right in the face.
Anyway, somebody's used to it. I'm not.
That was
Matthew
a little less
Rivers
fun than I
here
thought it was
tell
going to
us
be.
about walking
So you can
with
clearly see the legs
dinosaurs,
there.
which will be
Yep.
at the arena August 26th to the 29th.
Human
I
legs
told you.
inside the costume.
But, yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Very
that-
realistic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He also says that a lot of these alien races and stuff will actually like show up at Comic-Con. If I would have known that, I would have been looking a little closer when we were
No
there.
shit. Yeah, that'd be a perfect place for it. Huh?
But yeah, they said they show up there. Some are in disguise, they're covered by hoods, but they're actually interested in, starting to get the acclimation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're
'Cause
going to Chicago Comic-Con this year, so...
That's a perfect place to do it if you think about it. You
Yeah,
can.
'cause we're all
Oh, that
dressed
looks like
up,
a real
yeah.
costume. Yeah. No one's gonna know.
Now I feel bad that Predator tried killing me or something.
Oh, there's the robotic ones. Those actually take.
Oh, yeah, did you see that, I posted it on Facebook. The one in Japan has all these animatronic dinosaurs and whatnot. You can go through there. It's supposed to be a theme park or some sort.
Oh, sure. They're going to bring that to
Oh, yeah?
the
Yep.
United States.
Yep.
Yep.
That was really cool. I thought that was interesting.
This was back in actually like 2007. I know it says 2010 here for published date, but I think they actually started touring in 2007. So think about that. That's fucking 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, and then, okay, we were also talking about contact, and like, he says there's been a lot of first contact scenarios, like more than you can imagine. There's actually like, they're very interested in meeting us. They'll like go to parking ramps or lots at night, show up to meet people. People get freaked out, ends up in a gunfight, and then of course that's going to wreck relations with that race.
So as far as these raptoids, where are they hiding?
Why a parking lot? Like of all the places to meet people, like, hey,
Well,
you
they
know
probably
what?
really don't know. You know, you're going to a place. It's like, oh, let's go to that parking lot. It's kind of open.
Less people there, less exposure.
Yeah, there's one guy walking. Let's see if we can talk to him.
I think they were smart enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna head to the bar. Meet some drunk.
So what was your question? Where are they hiding?
Yeah, so
Underground.
So all these raptoids are underground and under
Underground or off
facilities.
in spaceships. Yep. Humans are basically kind of used like as a commodities. Like for the reptilians and greys, they use us as food. And then they're also going to be used as slaves to build and serve, trading, bartering, scientific study, of course, and then the breeding of the women, because that's important. They always trying to change the genetics.
You know, it's interesting that all these people or races eat us because I love bacon. Apparently, human flesh tastes like pork, so I can see why they do
It
that.
could easily happen. I mean, some people eat dogs, right? So,
Yeah.
People eat dogs all around the world.
No. Which,
so you could look at that as eating your like son or what? I don't know. I can say it in a different way, but
I need some bacon. There, get that guy. He looks good.
so why did they come to Earth? It's like a vacation spot for them. Like I said, there was Earth and the minerals and precious stones that they mine, land use, and then the underground bases, which is huge.
But I have an issue with the mining. Like everybody always says that alien races are here because they want the diamonds or the gold or some shit, right? But if you look at the asteroid belt, if they, you could scan that, you can find asteroids filled.
I think
with
there
this type of stuff.
there is tons of them mining that too, though. It's
Well,
just
I mean
not
that
here.
makes sense then.
But I think I actually heard that the gold on Earth is different from the gold in the asteroids.
how could it be different? Like pure?
It's just a different, like, little bit different structure.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Gold is gold. I mean,
To us, but there's
Oh.
probably two
Gold
types
is
of
gold
gold.
to
Who
us,
knows?
and I mean, gold is supposedly half-lives and all the other elements.
No, anyway, I don't understand. I mean, the only thing I can see is them using us as the slave race to mine the gold or whatnot. But at the same time, you can just go out to the asteroid belt and scan shit, figure it out, and you could probably be.
Yeah, that they should have
Easier.
technology to mine it. Yeah.
I mean, that's just my.
The only advantage I can think of is that we have like easy accessible water and
The
organic
water would be,
resources while they mine.
Well, that could be too, but I mean, you still have icy asteroids and everything else. I mean, that's just it. It's like we always say, Earth's special because there's water, but there's a lot of water out there too. I mean, comets are big chunks of ice.
That they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like inside the planets and stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to say this is all BS or anything. I'm just saying it's kind of one thing that always bothered me.
So here I'm going to tie this into the other when I was talking about Corey Goode now, because now this is kind of confirmation about what he was saying. This guy came out before Corey Goode, so
Okay.
and now I hear the same thing. And okay, this ties in with Gary McKinnon too. We covered on this show. Remember we were looking when he was saying he found those files and he saw documents for non-terrestrial officers.
Yep, I remember that.
Fleet to fleet transfers, and it said the Navy on there.
Yep.
And we were kind of like, why the fuck would the Navy be involved and stuff?
Ships, yeah.
So I thought maybe it was, ships.
Ships,
But
yeah.
not spaceships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was watching Cosmic Disclosure, William Tompkin, he was in the Navy. He was recruited by the Navy, designed and worked on the spaceships. And then this was underground, and they actually fly him from the underground into outer space.
Well, that's interesting.
So that confirms, that's 3 confirming right there. Mark Richard, Gary McKinnon, and Corey Goode.
Yep.
So he also talked about the reverse aging that have leaps and bounds, like longevity and reducing your age. So now they're actually finding this stuff to improve. I didn't talk about this before, but Corey Goode actually got regressed back 20 years. He was in the secret space program, and then they brought him back 20 years from when he left. It's hard to get your mind around it. That's why I chose not to cover it, because there's just so much shit to talk about.
Yeah, like did he keep his memories or did he go back 20 years?
They tried to erase his memories. That's why they were coming back. He was resistant to what they were using to make him forget. One thing I want to talk about too, they're saying like Putin knows all this shit, and Corey Goode even said he was taken up on a spacecraft with the aliens and talked with them about, the Earth and what they can do. So I also want to state that we have off-planet groups of peacekeepers and watchdogs, and they're actually willing to defend and help humans on Earth if we have an under attack. You were talking earlier with me about, we need a war with aliens. Well, there are aliens here that are willing to help us. So we're not going to be wiped off like that, He talked about some government control. So what does the government do? And we were just talking about this on the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
They count on the masses to forget. And how do they do this? They put fear in people, not fitting in, calling you crazy, conspiracy theorist. And they say it really doesn't take them much programming, but it keeps people from investigating the truth.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you can lock people in that box.
Yep. Yep.
And also the chemtrails, of course.
Yep.
Poisoning the humans, terraforming the planet. He says there's actually kind of like nanotechnology in some of those. Make people suggestible, docile, and controllable.
Yeah.
Now he says we're in Iran and Iraq because there's actually like stargates there. And sometimes they'll actually float up a little bit, but it's not because of oil. Mm-hmm. It's because of those stargates. Yeah.
I thought there's supposed to be stargates everywhere, though.
No, are these?
I think there are a lot of them in the Middle East. There.
Okay.
Are these how these raptoids are getting here? Are through stargates?
It's one way, yeah. Not necessarily them, but a lot of groups. And I think that's why they want to control it. The government wants to control that so people ain't seeing that stuff. Now, I was talking to you about this last week. We were having a couple beers, and I was like, I told you about the U.S. military. They actually take you over to Iraq. You think you're going over there to serve, but they take you off planet. You do something for the secret space program, but then you come back, they wipe your memory, and you think you were over there. And that's maybe why some of them are so... of course you get what's the...
PTSD.
Yeah, that too. But maybe that has something to do with that. Maybe they're injecting some people with those memories and it's just your brain's not...
ready for it or can't take it. I mean, I suppose, but...
It says your mind's wiped multiple times too sometimes. So think about that screwing things up.
I'm sure it would. Yeah, every time I get blackout drunk, it messes with me. So I suppose.
Yeah, I guess that works, right? Then it starts to come back to you in bits and pieces.
And you're like, what the hell? No, I don't know. I shouldn't talk like that either. That's horrible. But
so I got a couple more statistics here. He says there are 34 alien satellites tracking everything on Earth. And these are supposedly ran by a friendly species. But we don't actually know what they're doing with them. So they got 34 satellites of their own. We have currently 8,000 in operation. And then there's 160,000 that are inoperable. Just space junk.
Yeah.
Think about all that crap sitting up there.
Yeah, there's a ton of it too.
You have to have a cleanup day.
They have the YouTube on that. They show all the trash, all the stuff that's...
Oh my God.
And it's just huge amount
Russia
of stuff.
blows up their satellites, so it's all debris up there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of it.
It's
up
all
there.
junk, yeah. I mean, you still have to clean it up. Now, here's the thing about Kennedy. I always thought there was something really big that Kennedy was going to do. And he was saying at the speech in Dallas that day, he was going to blow the lid off the alien story, talk about the CIA mind control, MK Ultra on college students, and how they plan to sell drugs to the black community to take them down. And also the FBI and DEA involvement in the drug trade. So he was going to blow the lid on that stuff, and they knew that, if he's going to do that,
Kill him.
There goes their plans.
Yeah.
So those are basically, he had so much information, but that is the highlights of it. Take it as you will. There's definitely some crazy stuff in here. I never heard of the dinosaurs before. That's a new one to me. I don't know about you, but I think the public would freak out if a dinosaur came up and tried to talk to him.
Right.
So I don't know how those relations are going to get improved. That's going to take 100 years.
No, it was good. It was interesting.
We never had our shot. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Cheers to Raptoids.
Raptoids.
Anyway, that's the show. Thank you for joining us. I am Dan Hohlfeld on Talk is Cheap, joined by Dale Westaby and Dusty Long. And stay strong. Keep investigating. Later.
Hail the inner earth.